Hey everyone, my name is Thaddeus Barsotti. I'm the farmer here at Cape Organic. And what we're gonna do today, actually what we're gonna do over the next couple weeks, is watch the process of an heirloom tomato from seed to table. So what I have here in my hand is a packet of heirloom tomato seeds. This one's a mortgage lifter. It's a Brandywine type. And you can see the heirloom tomato seeds are not that big, pretty small little guys. And what we do is we'll start these in a greenhouse. So the first thing we do is we take an empty tray, fill it with soil, and then we'll plant one seed in each one of these cells. And we put it in the greenhouse. It takes about 60 days for them to grow, depending upon the time of the year. So we're able to start growing them in the winter so that as soon as the spring has sprung on the Cape Valley, you can tell it's spring here because we got all the green hills in the background. Hills are just starting to turn tan. But when the weather's ready, the frost-free days behind us, we've timed it so that these little seeds have grown into these tomato plants. These tomato plants are so tight in these little cells that they won't be able to grow into big plants. So what we'll do is we pluck them out and then we plant them into the ground one at a time, like we have in these rows, and we irrigate them, and they're going to grow through the summer. These are indeterminate varieties of tomatoes, which means that they're going to keep growing like a vine. They just keep growing and keep growing. And that's the reason that we have to put the trellis system in. So we're going to put the stakes in, and then as the tomatoes grow up these stakes, we're going to tie the tomato plants up. And when not too long from now, we're going to come and look at this same field, and there's going to be 6-foot walls of tomatoes going the whole way down, and crews harvesting the tomatoes as they go. So here we are in our first tomato field for the year. And you'll notice we have a row of really pretty flowers here. And if you look more closely, you can see there's a lot of insects, bees, some imported bees, and a lot of native bees, and good guys as we call them, making a living off these flowers. Now the reason we have this is a beneficial insect row. We plant these in all of our fields because we want to have a safe harbor for the good beneficial insects so they can make a living and then go out into our fields and fight the insects that we don't want. So this planting's about a month earlier, was planted about a month earlier than the first one. And you can see how much taller the vines are. They're coming up to my waist. We've already got 2 sets of string on them. There's really aggressive flowering happening at this stage, so we're gonna have good fruit set. This will be stuff that's harvested in August, late July and August. And if you look down on the vine, you can see here's all the first fruit set. There's actually a nice crop in here. Lots of tomatoes hanging on the vine. These are going to be ready in probably a couple weeks. They're growing really rapidly right now. We're having 100-degree weather. So we're going to have lots of tomatoes here real quick. Good morning. Here we are out at the Cape tomato field. This is our second tomato planting behind us, and you can see it's changed quite a bit with the warm weather. As soon as we got these stakes on and started tying them, they just grow like weeds straight up the trellises. Now they're taller than I am. When I was a kid, I remember coming out to tomato fields and just being in awe at how tall the plants were. In fact, so scared of coming out here because I thought I'd get lost. It was like a maze. And it's surprising now that I'm all grown up, they're still actually really tall plants. You can see if we walk further down here, they're close to 8 feet tall. And by the end of the season, those things are gonna start drooping over because our stakes just don't go that high. So why do we trellis them? Well, if you look at how the tomato plant grows, it's moving up, and here's all the new growth up here. If you look at the top, you can see that there's flowers. And so these are the new flowers. The tomato plant is still trying to make fruit. And if you move down a little bit, here's a tomato There was a flower not too long ago But now it's just a little green tomato. This will probably be ripe in about 10 days, maybe 10 to 14 days. You want to pick the tomato right when it starts to break into that full color. That's the way you pick an heirloom. If you pick it like this, too green, it'll never ripen. Or it will ripen and it won't taste well. That's how they do it in the conventional world. They'll pick it rock hard green like this, put it in a cold room, and then when they're ready to sell it, they pull it out and they'll gas it and trick the tomato into turning red. But it doesn't taste good. So here we have a box of heirloom tomatoes. Farm Fresh customers don't get them like this, but we pack them into clamshells before we deliver them to you. So this is the vintage wine. Here's another one of my favorite varieties, a Marvel. You can see it's got the marbling color. We have a beautiful brandy wine in here. This is normal. This is what we call cat facing. And this is where the flower separated from the fruit when it was pollinated way back at the beginning of this little tomato's life. So you see they all have these little designs, and this is literally where the flower fell off of the fruit. And when it happened, it was tiny. These were, microscopic, and then these scars have grown with the tomato. And that's what we call cat facing. We have a Cherokee here, Cherokee purple, deep purple color. And then this is a Lemon Boy. Lemon Boys are notoriously soft, but they're early, good color, and excellent flavor. These are real tomatoes with real flavor, fine ripened, delivered to you. And I'm spoiled. I can't really eat other tomatoes. I only eat heirloom tomatoes.